Unless, Mark, because obviously if they're going to have to build another Sydney, Brisbane and Melbourne in the next 40 years, just purely from an infrastructure point of view, there's going to be nobody to build houses, right?
Yeah.
Unless they stop immigration. It's not a racist thing. It's just, unless you put a lid on this for a bit and let the country breathe, we're gonna have a real problem.
No, the property prices have to go up to kind of support the builders and the developers to continue to like the money. People often say the greedy builders and the greedy developers, and it's unfair, but they're not entirely wrong. The builders and developers have to make a margin. So the people that are going to make money from this increased demand are going to be the builders and the developers, because they're going to have more demand, but they have to make a margin. Like, they don't have a choice. They can't do the job for love, right? So yes, the builders and developers will be beneficiary to this demand, but it's not like they're causing the thing that I think people have wrong is they're not the ones causing the increase in the prices. It's the policy that you've just outlined that's causing the rise in the prices.
And Mark, I think there's two groups that I think have escaped the wrath of the Australian people. Everyone's pointed builders and developers, but I saw a report this week that the realestate.com, Australians spent $1.2 billion on advertising property this year. Although the number of ads has fallen, their profits are skyrocketing. And the amount of money that real estate agents get paid for the work they do, in my opinion, is outrageous in the world that we live in with technology. When you think about the cost of real estate agents, you think about the transaction costs you're advertising in this country for this asset class, and marketing property, where property marketers are getting $30,000 to $50,000 for an off-the-plan home. Where's all the outrage about that?
The people, like it's, and I'm sure Eric's got a bunch of comments that he can add, or I'll let him go next. But I sold property for 15 years. I can tell you the people that are going to get rich as the property prices start to boom are going to be the developers, going to be the builders, going to be the real estate agents. They're the ones that are going to generate the most cash from all this activity.
People selling shovels in the gold rush,
right? But I just want people out there to understand that they're opportunists. They're somebody's going to take that opportunity, whether it's whether the builder that's building pro bono or someone's going to step in and take that profit, take that opportunity, right? I want people to understand that it's the government's policy that are leading to this continuation of this flywheel, because at the moment, I don't know if they think that, whether they do or not, I don't know if they think if they have a choice, because where else are they going to get the productivity to support spending?
I've said it for a long time. In my opinion, what will happen is more property will be held in less hands, right? So you're going to have multiple people that will own multiple properties, right? Like, I just keep buying more property. I'm not selling property. I'm talking about building things and trying to keep things. And the reason why that is because the exact reason what you just said, Adam, right? Another one here, labor, right? This was an REA article this week. Labor government's confident and ambitious on building 1.2 million homes by 2029. That's I guess their target. Yet the Property Council of Australia is predicting a shortage of 462,000 of those 1.2 million homes, on top of what you just said, right? Which is, again, basic supply and demand principles. And then the senior economist of REA came out and said, regardless, right, said homeowners should expect a further price growth in the years ahead. So it all makes sense when you're saying REA listings, their revenue's gone up, but listings have come down, because people are sitting on their hands going, why am I going to sell? Because if I got to sell, I got to buy in the same market. Different you sold, you've left the country, done. But if you're selling to buy in the same market, the costs of what you just said, the agent fees, the marketing fees, and then to buy in the same market, and then you got stamp duty implications, right? Stamp duty, what's stamp duty doing? It's doing this, right? So people are sitting on their hands going, oh, well, I got a $2 million house, or I got $1 million house. I'm just going to sit on it, because in the same article, it's saying that there's a good chance by 2030, which is 5 years, not even 5 years, 4.5 years, right? Well, let's call it 5 years if it's mid 2030. Some of the increases that can be seen: Sydney, 61%, Brisbane, 68%, Adelaide, 75%, Perth, 66%. Like, these are astronomical numbers because we've just doubled in the last 5 years, give or take 5 to 6 years during COVID.